gentlemen and ladies, we're live again. Of course, we're live again because we know that GME is of particular interest today. So we're going to go live and see what's going on. We're expecting to have Roaring Kitty do his stream in about a half hour. So we decided we'd come back and do a midday show and see what's going on. So far, we had GME do a complete drop. Apparently, in the infinite wisdom of the management of GME, they decided to release their earnings, and of course, they disappointed because the company's not doing well. And then, of course, they set up the 70 million. They set themselves up for a $70 million. I think it's $70 million public offering. Maybe it's more than that. Maybe I'm getting my numbers wrong. But the bottom line is, it did a number on the price action on GME. And of course, we were watching a bunch of other tickers as well. We were watching a bunch of other tickers like TPHS, which ran parabolic. TPHS, it was a pre-market pick for our private Discord. So it went up dramatically, 281%, and has been selling off thereafter. This is a delisting play. But back to GME. And let me begin by saying, ladies and gentlemen, we are not financial or stock advisors. This is not stock or financial advice. This is just a show. That's what it is, ladies and gentlemen. All right. So if you're not subscribed to the YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the YouTube. We're going to stick around and see exactly what's going on with GME, what's going on with AMC, and all the other sympathy plays like COS and the other meme stocks like FFIE and CRKN. And I'm going to get myself a little bit of an espresso ice, ladies and gentlemen. Did you get me another one, sugar? You didn't get me another one? Go get me an espresso ice, please, mama, because I'm parched. I'm parched. Give me another glass. I'm going to need this. Yes. Okay. Thank you, my darling. I love my stonk queen. I love her a lot. She's a good gal. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So that's what's going on right now. Let's go take a look at TPHS real quick. So and we'll go back to GME because we're going to talk about GME. But basically, this is this stock, out of what I understand, is basically delisting. And it started to squeeze dramatically. It started squeezing dramatically. It basically is a 19 million float stock. Currently, it's at 29 cents, but it hit a high of 48 cents. It's currently up 139%, which is actually down from where it was at its height, which was over 49 cents. It was up 282%, and we called it this morning in the private Discord at 3 a.m. Central Time, 4 a.m. Eastern Time, 4 a.m. Eastern Time. So if you want to go ahead and check out our Discord, we call a lot of bangers a lot of times in that Discord. You can click the link in the pinned description or in the description or in the pinned comments, and you can do a 5-day trial for $1, 5-day trial for $1, and then it's $39.99 thereafter. So you could go and check that out. Check it out. There you go. Also, if you're not following us on Twitter, x.com, go ahead and follow us at Coach Nick Money, at Coach Nick Money on Twitter. And of course, we're also on Twitch at Coach Nick Money, at Coach Nick Money. So let's go to GME and see what's going on. We are hoping that there is a curl that occurs. So what we noticed after that flush, if you were watching the earlier stream today, we said, hey, look, it was curling up, which it did curl. We had that little line over there where it was curling up, and it broke through VWAP, and then it immediately flushed back down. So remember, GME made a massive move towards public offering. So you don't know if this is just getting shorted or if it's GME unloading more shares, which are bringing down the price action. But again, we are 25 minutes away from Roaring Kitty doing his thing, so we're going to take a look and see what kind of price action we get from GME. Okay, again, it fell off the cliff pre-market right when they decided to release earnings early, and of course the earnings were dismal. I mean, who really goes to GameStop that much? Not that many people, right? What's up, Navid? Welcome, brother. Welcome. Yeah, who goes to GameStop? I mean, I think most people use Steam. They use Epic Games, right? What else doubles?
Xbox Game Pass.
Xbox Game Pass. I mean, that's where they're doing most of that stuff. And I guess if you're buying hardware, a lot of times you're doing things like Amazon, right? Right. So this is really about the Ape Army, and the Ape Army is showing support. So it would be nice if management would reciprocate a little bit better, I would say. But that's just my humble opinion. What do I know? I'm not a financial advisor or anything like that, or a stock advisor. We're just keeping an eye on GME as it tries to curl as we get closer to the 12 o'clock hour when Roaring Kitty is supposed to start streaming. AMC, very similar. They run in conjunction. Navid on social media wants us to take a look at Huda, which I know was running earlier today. Huda. And Huda is currently up 50%. I think when you first mentioned it, it was up only 25%, so it has moved quite a bit. What do we got on Huda? Let me take a look at Huda. Hudson acquisition, so it looks like it's a SPAC. The float's pretty low at 4 million. Volume's pretty low at 328. But it is certainly moving. So let's take a look at it. Let's go and zoom in a little bit. Zoom, and let's go ahead and check out this chart. So on the 5 minute, we have a top tail, and it is pulling back, but it has been moving quite nicely, and it seems to be maintaining its trend. So let's go ahead and create a little trend line right here, right over here. Where are you? Boom, boom, and boom. We want to see it stay above this trend line. In fact, we could extend the trend line a little bit further, right over here. All right, so we want to see it try to stay above this trend line, and you can see it's pulled back significantly. So that is the situation with Huda, and I didn't see any news in particular. Let me see what's going on. Let me see what's going on. You got to give me that window, or not. Okay, Huda, special acquisitions. Europe signed an agreement for business combination. So they signed a business combination agreement on the 15th. So that's the story with Huda. Ladies and gentlemen, if you don't mind, if you could share the stream, that would be much appreciated. You don't have to, but it would be really cool if you did, and I'd appreciate it muchly. It helps us grow, and it helps us put more content out for the indelible community. All right, we also had Vero earlier today, and of course, we had that burst pre-market where it went up 232%, 233% after running really hard in after hours yesterday. Again, in after hours, it ran 308%. That was all on news of regaining compliance with NASDAQ. It had another rally on this head and shoulders, inverted head and shoulders, which we actually were streaming live early this morning, and it rallied back up to about 213%, and since then has been selling off. So right now, unless it gets over that 140 mark, the 140 mark is kind of a really critical area for this. It's not as attractive as it was earlier in the day, ladies and gentlemen, earlier in the day. So that's the story with that, and I'm sticking with it. Let's see what else is moving. DBL moms, give me this one right over here. Go there. Give me that one right there. Give me that one right there. Yeah. So we also had LFLY, and LFLY had a bit of a run, and it's up currently 51%. Again, not particularly too appetizing. We also had CLEU move. CLEU. Good morning, Bob. How you doing, brother? Hope you're doing well. We're doing a little afternoon action as we're getting ready to move close to the 12 o'clock hour and see what happens with the GME. So that's what's going on with that. So yeah. All right. So CLEU, that one is up 44%, but you can see it sold off quite a bit. It's trying to curl back up. Maybe we see something like a cup and handle. Let's see what it looks like on the 1. On the 1 minute, it's above VWAP. That's a good sign. It's definitely above VWAP, so this could potentially move. Let's go ahead and leave an alert just in case it does move, and we'll jump right back to it and see what goes on with it. Does it have news? Let's see. CLEU. Any news? DBL moms? Let's see. China Liberal Education Holdings leading the way in Friday trading based on percentage gain. So nothing in particular, but it is a 3 million float stock and the volume is 8 million. So not a lot of volume, but it is a low floater and it's currently up 45%. Like that. Wait a minute. I just said and it moved up 52%. Holy moly. Holy Toledo. And then right away, it dropped right back down. So again, back to I stick to what I originally said. No. Let's see. Let's go back to Huda. Huda seems to be 72% now. Huda? Is it still 72%? Let's see. Huda. Nope, selling off. Okay. Back to GME. And GME is curling up as we get closer to the airing by Roaring Kitty. Let's zoom in a little bit and take a closer look at what's going on. So we definitely have movement towards the VWAP, which is right over here at 39. So let's go ahead and get the graffiti pencil out. And let's go ahead and draw that graffiti line right over there. So right around $39-$40 roughly is where VWAP is sitting. I got my espresso ice and I got my sugar bun, my plum, my little plum, the stonk queen herself, DBL Moms. That's right. That's her. Okay, so she's there, and then of course the indelible one, the only DBL Nicks, right? DBL's in the house. All right, so that's what's going on. So GME right now trying to make its way towards VWAP. The white line is the 200 EMA on the 1 minute chart. The actual daily 200 EMA would be right over here. We're going to go ahead and mark it. We'll go ahead and mark it right at this mark right here, which is around $18. $18, and obviously the price action is way above that. So that's the story with that. Let's see what's going on with AMC. AMC might be a less expensive option because it runs in sync for the most part with GME, and generally speaking is even more volatile than GME, except today GME decided to report its earnings early. Unsuspected move by the management of GME. Who knows in their infinitesimal wisdom why they decided to do that, but that was not necessarily a good thing for retail back in the morning. So
Bob Quinn says, good morning, Coach.
Yep, I got Bob before the hand. I said hello, Bob. On YouTube. All right, so price action is a little bit more favorable on AMC. They're both down considerably obviously on the news of the dilution and the negative earnings on GME. Cost is another meme ticker, and it is above the VWAP. But you can see if we zoom into it, it is sparsely traded. It doesn't have a heck of a lot of volume, and it's very, very uninteresting type of chart. You can say that there is a double bottom on the 1 minute, but it doesn't look very clean, quite frankly. And it too is down. It's down 7%. But you could say that maybe there's a double bottom trying to form. Let's see what happens when Roaring Kitty does his thing at 12 o'clock. Does that resuscitate these tickers, or do we continue to have a situation where the tickers are not doing so well? KIRK popped up on the scanner. It's only up 11%. Pretty low volume. Looks like there was some insider acquisition. The float's on the higher side. It's not horrible, but it's about 10 million shares. and it's only up about 11%, and it's not particularly schmexy. It's not schmexy. Doubles, not schmexy.
Not schmexy.
Not schmexy at all. TPHS, that ticker was a very interesting ticker. We called it early in the morning, right before or right around the opening of the pre-market, 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that would be probably right around over here, right here, when the price was around 14-ish cents, give or take, right around here, right there, 15 cents, and it shot up to 48.49, and this is a delisting play. The stock is a cheapo stock, and of course, it went crashing down. So now it's kind of trying to curl. Let's get rid of some of these levels that I had drawn. I had drawn some levels, so let's remove them. Clear the drawing set. Boom, boom, and let's go ahead and bring it over here. And theoretically, we could say maybe, just maybe, we could be seeing the beginning of a descending wedge. Now, this is a high-risk stock because it is delisting, and it's not for the faint of heart. And obviously, I'm not giving you financial advice or stock advice because I am not a stock or financial advisor. Always do your own due diligence, peoples. Absolutely. This is just a show.
Da 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 da. Hey!
Exactly what they said. All right, so maybe, just maybe, we're getting a descending wedge and a curve, a curl, if you will, and that would be nice. And we'd like to see a little bit of a trendage going this way, right there, maybe something like that, maybe something like that. Let's see what happens. Let's see if it does it for us. Hopefully, it will. So that's TPHS. It ran 282% doubles, 282, right? Something like that. 281. GV pops up on the scanner. GV, and moving on very light volume, up 12%. Not particularly schmexy. No. Let's see if we can see something else. How about FFIE? That's another meme-esque type of stock that went completely bonkers. And of course, we were looking at it earlier. It had formed this triangle right here, this pennant, which would have suggested that it would have shot up, but in fact it flushed. And then it formed a double bottom, which would be a reversal pattern, bull pattern, and we thought it was going to shoot up, and it didn't. And then it formed a third, on stream, it formed a third bottom. So you're not satisfied with one bottom? You're not satisfied with two bottoms? How about three bottoms? Triple bottoms, right? Triple bottoms. And it didn't move until, let's get the graffiti pencil out, until four bottoms, right? And then four bottoms, it shot up, and now it's gone down, and we have double bottoms again. But let's clear this up a little. Let's get rid of some of these drawings. Let's get rid of some of these drawings at this juncture. We don't need all that. What I'm concerned about is that maybe this is a double top over here and over here. And right now, FFIE, which was, I believe it was a pre-market pick. Yes, it was. It was a pre-market pick, so it hit highs of about, well, right now it's 33%, so it probably hit a high of, something like 37 or 38%. So not too snazzy, not too shabby, right? Not too shabby. Not too shabby. So that's the story with FFIE, and it's still on our watch list. In fact, you know what? Let me go ahead and put this little bad boy on the side over here.
Side chart.
Side chart, FLA, ladies and gentlemen. Little side chart action never hurt nobody. Never hurt nobody, doubles. You know about that. You know about that. What you know about that? What you know about that, Willis? Who knows what show that is? Who knows what show that is? Who knows? The shadow knows. The shadow knows. Okay, so that's the story. All right, so that's what's going on with FFIE. FFIE. Let's take a look at CRKN. CRKN. And CRKN is another meme-esque stock. Let's go and zoom in a little bit, take a look at it. And again, we thought that it was forming a pennant, in which case it was consolidating right after the pennant, and it did in fact shoot up, but it didn't fare quite as well as FFIE did, and now it's been selling off, and now it is below VWAP. However, we do see the 9 EMA starting to turn and curl a little bit upward. We would need to see significant movement upward by the 9 EMA, and of course, it would be a lot healthier if it broke the VWAP. The VWAP, which is right over here with my graffiti pencil, 0.969. DBL moms, put the chancleta away. It's just the price of a stock. I said nothing about 69.
Yep.
Nothing. Chancleta away. Put it in the holster. In the holster. Doubles, get me my helmet. Get me my helmet. Doubles, get me my helmet. She's ready to whack me one.
Extra strength.
Extra strength. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. FFIE is curling. We're getting close to 12 o'clock Eastern. Somebody put on their light for like 5 minutes before that because I really want to concentrate on GME as we get closer. Doubles, could you give me a little ringy dingy at like 11:55 Eastern, 10:55 Central Time? A little ringy dingy.
Set a timer for 10.
Yeah, 10:55, so we don't miss this. But FFIE moving up a little bit, Hal. A little bit. Again, a little bit of concern here with this double top, but it is curling. It's curling, ladies and gentlemen. It's curling. All right, so we're going to keep a little bit of an eye on this one, and then let's jump to GME real quick. We're going to jump around. Get down. How's the song go, Mom? Go ahead, DBL moms. Go ahead, a little louder. A little louder. They want to hear you sing.
Jump around.
Jump around. Jump, up, down. Yeah, what she said, yo. So let's zoom in this. Let's zoom. All right, so we don't need this downward trend line anymore because it broke it and then it collapsed again. So let's clean this up a little bit. We're going to clean it up a little. Clear the drawings? No, I don't want to clear all the drawings. I want to keep some levels. But how about we remove the trend lines? Yeah, there we go. Remove the trend lines. Boom. All right, and let's zoom in a hair, just a tad. And we could see that this was the area of consolidation. We'll get rid of that so things can look a little bit more clear. Right over there. Boom. And right now, it seems, if we take our graffiti pencil out, it seems like maybe we're setting up for potentially a inverted head and shoulders, which would be a bull reversal, which would make kind of sense, no? Considering that in a few minutes, in about 8 minutes, Roaring Kitty is supposed to be doing his stream. So do we see something like that? Do we see something like that off of the potential inverted head and shoulders? That's the question. Let me delete that for a second. Let me go ahead and draw it a little bit differently. Let's go like that. Let's separate it so we can see. Do we see something like that? Do we see something like that because we have an inverted head and shoulders here forming? Let's go put a circle around it. Let's see if this becomes a reality. Let's see if the theme plays out the way we think it does. Let's go to the 1 minute. Let's go to the 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen, on GME. Ladies and gentlemen, GME. And it still looks like a inverted head and shoulders on the 1 minute. Go back to the 5 minute. And we'll check it out. Okay, so that's the story. I'm sticking with it. It's below VWAP. We want to see it break VWAP, which is around the $40 mark. Let's see what AMC looks like, because that's going to have a sympathy type of situation. A little sympathy with GME. Let's get rid of some of the drawings we've got so far. Let's get rid of the old drawings from the pre-market live stream. Let's get rid of that. Okay, so looks a little bit healthier, but again, this is a ticker that oftentimes dilutes way more often than GameStop. So right now, it is above VWAP. We'll keep an eye on you. We're going to keep an eye on you, AMC, but the main star right now is certainly going to be GME. We want to see what GME does. Again, a couple of the other meme stocks that we're looking at, FFIE moving to 36%. Again, we want to make sure that it doesn't triple top and flush, but it is moving. I don't think it has any news. Does FFIE have any news, Doubles? FFIE, ladies and gentlemen, FFIE. No news in particular. It's 75 cents. It's up 37%. Float 21 mil and 280 million volume. So a lot of volume on FFIE. Ladies and gentlemen, it's 11:55 Eastern Standard Time, 5 minutes away from the projected streaming by the one and only Roaring Kidding for GME. DBL moms, would you put your headset on and get yourself set to watch YouTube and see if he actually goes live? Let us know when he's going live. Let me know when he's going live, and we'll be monitoring the main traction. So far, GME has been quite disappointing this morning. The news was not particularly kind to the ticker because the management decided to report earnings early, which kind of was a backhand slap to retail, in my humble opinion. And of course, they did what they do, which is dilution, which I get that. You know, you see your stock up a lot, you set yourself up to dilute it. I mean, I can understand that, but I don't get exactly why they, why they decided to report their earnings early. I mean, let's face it. GME is not a juggernaut. It's not Nvidia. It's not Apple. No, it's not. Right, Doubles? It's not. I'm going to have a little bit of espresso ice. Little espresso ice. It's in the 90s today, DBL moms. Yeah. So that espresso ice that you made for me, you're a little lovely little dove, my little tortoise. You are my little tortoise. The stunk queen herself, yes, indeed. So we are waiting patiently to see if there is an impact on the price action for GME as we await Roaring Kitty getting on a live stream. That's what's supposed to happen. That's what's supposed to happen. So go ahead and get to his channel. And there it is. Is that it? Is that it? No, that's not it. That's not it. That's not it. DBL, would you help? Would you help the Stomp Queen locate his channel? Roaring Kitty's channel. His channel. So we're waiting to see what happens. It is 10:57 Central, 11:57 Eastern, ladies and gentlemen, Eastern. We have drawn out over here, as we zoom in, what appears to be the possibility of the makings of a inverted head and shoulders, which would be a bullish reversal pattern. It's basically a head and shoulders upside down, right? So basically what happens with these type of situations is there's a push downward in price action. It fails. It tries to recover. A deeper push down. It fails. It tries to recover, and it starts to consolidate. And hopefully what we see is a shoot upward. Okay. Now it's certainly a smaller head and shoulders. Okay. Inverted head and shoulders. Bullish inverted head and shoulders. But we are getting close to the 12 o'clock hour. And at 12 o'clock, Roaring Kitty is supposed to go live. So if he goes live, people are waiting for it. People are waiting for his stream to go live. Hopefully, he's going to be the bearer of positivity that will put GameStop back on the radar, if you will, because it really was a hot mess this morning. Yesterday, in after hours, when we called it before it went completely bonkers. It went up 110%, and my understanding is that Roaring Kitty and his unrealized gains was probably a billionaire at that point. And now he's probably worth a couple of hundred million, I guess, which is a significant swing, and supposedly he's still holding. And we are less than a minute away from when he's supposed to be going live. He's supposed to be going live. So let's see what the deal is. Let me know if he goes live. We are looking at his channel, and there are people waiting for him to go live. They're chatting it up, and we are waiting to see what happens to the price action on our GameStop. Okay, again, I'm seeing the potential of a potential reversal bull pattern, We are now at 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and we're still waiting for him to go live. We don't see him live just yet. The price action is just below VWAP. VWAP is right around $39.75. We have what appears to be the possibility. Let's zoom in a little bit. What appears to be the possibility of an inverted head and shoulders, which would be a bull reversal type of pattern. So what we'd like to see happen off of this pattern is we'd like to see the price action shoot up, and we're anticipating Roaring Kitty coming on live and hopefully having a positive impact on the price. But quite frankly, there's no guarantee, because there's no news other than Roaring Kitty coming on live. And will that be enough to push the stock price up? I mean, especially after the dismal news that occurred pre-market, you could see how the price action shot up 110% in after hours yesterday, and then as soon as the early release of earnings, which were not positive at all, the price action completely collapsed downward, and of course there was dilution and getting set up to dilute and so on and so forth. So that's the deal. So it's 12 o'clock and we have a big candle going down over here, and we are still not seeing any indication that Roaring Kitty has in fact gone live himself. So again, and there's no guarantee that him going live is going to mean anything. It doesn't necessarily matter, right? Doesn't matter. But as we look at different components, I can look at the RSI and I could see that the RSI is smack in the middle, so really it can go in either direction. It's not overbought or oversold. The volume is what volume is. It's a heavy floated stock, so really what's pushing it is the memeability of it, if you will. But right now we're looking at what looks like an inverted head and shoulders, and we don't see any movement, really any significant movement. And if anything, it dropped down. So let's take a look at what AMC is doing. And DBL Moms told me that she will absolutely let me know as soon as Roaring Kitty goes live. So we can see over here, if we get the graffiti pencil, that the price action is starting to move a little bit upward. That's a good sign, but it's still red. It's still at about 4% red. Let's go back to GME. GME, we're looking at GME, and GME is still not really moving terribly much. So it's getting a little boring. Let's go and take a look at some other tickers right now. Let's take a look at some other tickers that are in fact moving. We see BKKT. We'll jump back to GME as soon as we hear something. Okay, but right now this ticker popped up, BKKT. Not much going on with it, so that's not particularly interesting. We had TPHS, right? TPHS, which was a delisting play that we called pre-market, and it ran 281%, and we were hoping that this would be a descending wedge and the price action would move up, but right now it's just consolidating. So let's go ahead and check out GME again, see if there's any activity on GME. And let's zoom in, and we see that really not much going on with GME right now, and as of yet we still have no Roaring Kitty. There's no Roaring Kitty in the house, ladies and gentlemen. So let me take this opportunity to ask y'all to subscribe if you haven't already subscribed to the YouTube channel, and do what this gentleman says if you don't mind.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. Remember to share,
because sharing is caring, ladies and gentlemen. And if you're not following us on Twitter, aka x.com, it's at Coach Nick Money, at Coach Nick Money, at Coach Nick Money. And of course, you can follow us on Twitch, at Coach Nick Money, at Coach Nick Money, at Coach Nick Money in the house. And finally, if you'd like to try out our Discord, we call a lot of bangers a lot of times, and we do have a live streaming, which is a lot more serious and intense and more analytical. in the Discord, and there's a link in the description as well as in the pinned comment for a 5-day trial for $1. $1, ladies and gentlemen. And then it's $39.99 once you see that it fits properly for you, which I'm pretty sure it will, because we call a lot of bangers a lot of times. Right, DBL moms? A lot of bangers. It's all about the bangers, baby. It's about the bottom tail. Bottom tail, bottom tail. Hey now. All right, so that's the story, and I'm sticking with it. We still do not have a sighting of the Roaring Kitty. Paul says, Roaring Kitty going live now. GameStop will explode. I'm hoping so. That's what I want to hear. We're still waiting for Roaring Kitty to go live on his channel, and we're keeping an eye, a close peek at the one and only GME. It looks like it actually halted. How about that? It halted down. That's what happened. Look at that. They halted it down. Interesting. They halted it down. Well, it went down, so I get that. But they halted it as we wait for Roaring Kitty to go live. Interesting. Not particularly suspicious. No. No. That's no coinkadink, is it? That's just a coinkadink. It's a coinkadink, yeah. It's a coinkadink. So it looks like GME is on halt. It's on halt, and Roaring Kitty's not on either. Is this a battle royale? Is this what's going on? Is Roaring Kitty battling it with somebody else? I don't know. You're just having a conversation here. Put in the chat what you think. I mean, yeah, the price did go down, so they halted it. But interestingly enough, it looks like they let it go down a lot over here without halting it. But over here it went down just a little bitty, and they halted it. Went down a whole bunch over here, and they didn't halt it. But over here it went down a little bitty, and they halted it. No, yeah, okay, all right. So let's go take a look at some other tickers while we're waiting. DBL moms, let me know when the Kitty Meister is on. So this ticker was a banger and a half. It went up 308% VERO. VERO went up 308% in after hours on news of regaining compliance with Nasdaq, and then in pre-market this morning, it shot up 233%, and then it sold off and formed this lovely reversal pattern called an inverted head and shoulders, and it went up 213%, and it has been selling off ever since, and 140 is a very key level for it, and it couldn't hold the 140 key level, and it sold off sadly. So until it gets up above 140, I don't want to look at you. Right, Doubles? I don't want to look at you. You got to get over 140. Let's see what's going on with GME, which appears to be halted. No, it's resumed. Here we go. It is now resumed, and it is selling off. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. A sell-off. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, it just resumed, so that could be understandable. All right. And it had formed what could be potentially a inverted head and shoulders. We were supposed to have Roaring Kitty active at 12 o'clock. It's now about 8 minutes after the hour, so we're waiting to see what happens with the Kitty Meister. Does he go live soon? We're still waiting. We're doing a kitty watch, if you will, a kitty watch. A little kitty cat. Meow!
You gotta do this.
Meow! Call the cat. Here, kitty, here. Kitty. Here, kitty. Come on out. All right, we got a little bit of a bottom tail over here. Let's zoom in. Let's see what's going on with that bottom tail. It's not a fully formed bottom tail. It kind of looks like what do they call that thing? The little things that the frogs put in the water when they're trying to make baby frogs. What's that called?
Tadpoles.
Tadpole. It looks like a baby tadpole. A little tadpole over there. It's a baby one, guys. Come on. It's a cute one. It's cute. It's cute. I tell you. Come on. You got to get a little bit bigger than that. Bottom tail, little bottom tail. So we're looking at some of the indicators over here, and there's just not a lot of volume on this ticker. That's what's going on, and we can see that these volume candles are pretty meh, if you will, right? So all the big candles were over here, and they were all red. And we don't like red candles, but of course we think that there might be a little turn of events if our man Kitty Meister starts going live. If the Kitty Meister goes live. So let's see what happens with that. He's still not live. No, sir. So, all right. So I'm going to go and check some other stuff because I don't like looking at wet paint dry. I'm kind of bored of that. You know what I mean? Doubles. We want some activity. Some activity. Some shemazazzle, you know? Shemazazzle. Let's go take a look at CLEU, another ticker that was moving, and it is still trending upward. We can zoom in a little bit on it. Trending upward. Any news on CLEU doubles? CLEU. It's a Chinese stock. So the old pumperoo. China Liberal Education Holding leading the way in Friday trading based on percentage gain. That is the entire news. It's up 45% currently. It's a 3 million float and it's 10 million volume. It's a China stock. What else do I say about it? It is a China stock, which makes it a volatile stock. China. And then the CRKN, another meme-esque type of stock. We could see that we had formed a bull pennant. There was consolidation. It shot up. It's now below VWAP. And again, we wanted to clear that 9-10 cent range. That's what's going on with that one. FFIE went up 37%. But it had formed that double top, which is a bearish pattern. And now maybe we could say it's a triple top. Let's go ahead and draw that. Boom. So boom, boom, boom. That is not a good thing. And then we got the flusheroo. Now the question is, does it keep on flushing? Or does it recover off of VWAP, which is right over here? So let's get the other graffiti pencil out. Right over here is VWAP. We want to see it stay above VWAP, and not flush. If it stays above VWAP, maybe we get a little bit of, maybe we could get a little bit of this action instead. Bada binga, right there. Bada binga. That's what we're looking for. Right over there. Okay. No roaring kitty as of yet. 12 seems like a positive thing to look at. 12 p.m. Let's go back to GME, see what's going on with the action on GME. It actually halted around the 12 o'clock mark, and it looks like they halted it again. Not particularly, how shall we say? Not schmexy. Listen, no coincidence here. No coincidence here. It doesn't get halted when it starts falling off a cliff over here. It doesn't get halted when it falls off a cliff over here. It doesn't get halted when it falls off a cliff over here. But now, it's up a little bit. It has a little tiny tadpole right here. And it's halted. It's halted. Yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah, no coinkadink here. Nothing. I don't see anything strange. Nope, not me. Not me. No. Bill Roy, what's up? Happy Friday, brother. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for the compliment. Thank you. He says, thank y'all again for the great work you do educating and entertaining us in efforts to make us all green. Y'all are the best in the business. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. Salud, my friend, and make a lot of money and have a fantastic weekend. Woo! So, GameStop currently halted a second time. It looks like every 5-minute candle it's halting. Every 5-minute candle is halting. Yeah, wow, that's very interesting. That's kind of that's like it should be meow, wow. Roaring Kitty. They not loving Roaring Kitty today. No, they're not loving him. Halteroonies after halteroonies. Yeah. Okay, so anyway, that's the story with GME. Let's see what's going on with AM. Oh, wait a minute. It resumed. These halts don't kill momentum. No, not these halts. No. All right, so here we go. It has resumed, and It's kind of like just moving lateral at this juncture. Okay, we kind of saw what could potentially be deemed a inverted head and shoulders, which would be a bullish reversal pattern, but again, not confirmed. And we were hoping that the roaring kitty fellow would be roaring right now. So if he's a roaring kitty, is it meow or is it roar?
I don't know. It's one of these.
Oh, it's like the screechy one.
That's
Screechy, 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 like that one? Okay, all right. So right now we've got a bit of a sell-off happening. That's not good. Not good. I guess people are getting tired of waiting. They're getting tired of waiting. Let's put some support over here. Let's see if there's some support. Let's go ahead and get some graffiti pen out for the GME Meister. The GME Meister General. So we could say that there's a zone right about here. Right here. Let's go right about there. Boom. Right there. This is a zone of support, if you will. A zone of support. I guess we could get rid of this particular drawing, right? Let's get rid of this one right here to neaten up the situation a bit. Let's go and do that. So this would be like kind of like a demand zone. Let me get my other graffiti pencil out. Demand zone right there. Demand. Capital D. Give him the big D. You got to give GME the big D. The big D. Demand zone. Boom, like that. Or you can go up here for the supply zone. The big S. The supply zone. But I need to learn how to spell because I spelled it wrong. Boom, like that. Come on, man. Come on. Shay? All right, boom. Supply zone, demand zone. We got the little the little head and shoulders inverted over here that we were hoping would be a continuation, but now it looks like the head and shoulders is falling apart. But that being said, we still have the possibility that this particular candle could try to turn green and be a bottom tail. Right now, it is not a bottom tail, at all. So we're still waiting to see it turn, and it's not doing it right now. So I'm getting a little bored of watching this. Let's go to TPHS while we wait. TPHS, boom. And let's go ahead and neaten this feller up a little. We were hoping that TPHS would do a reversal off of a descending wedge, but it seems to be still descending, if you will. So let's clear the drawings. And let's redraw it. I still think that there's a possibility that maybe it's a descending wedge. But remember, this ticker is a stock that's delisting. So, I mean, it could just keep on selling off. It could just keep on keeping on, if you will. Right? So it could be a catching knives type of situation. So maybe we go over here and over there this time around, and maybe it is a descending wedge that can reverse. But again, stock is delisting, and it has already shot up 281%, and it has come back down pretty hard. So that's not particularly schmexy, doubles. Not particularly schmexy. Let's take a look at Huda. Huda broke the trend and sold off, so not particularly schmexy at the moment. No. FFIE was doing some schmexiness and went up 37%, but it seems to have triple topped, and right now it looks like it's selling off on that triple top. We were hoping that it would stay above VWAP. It did not, so we'll get our graffiti pencil out, and it looks like it's doing a sell-off at the moment, and that's kind of disappointing, but not surprising, because you had a top, and another top. Triple tops, irregular triple tops would typically show you a situation where there's a sell-off. We don't like sell-offs. We like the double bottoms. And the bottom tails. Bottom tails. How about AONC? AONC. Trying to curl back up. AONC, trying to do a little curly whirly. Not a lot of volume on it. American Oncology Network expands radiation oncology services. This was news on the 6th. Opens new clinic. Float 1.5 million, and volume right now 2.1 million. So there's not much going on with it. This news is old. It's from yesterday. It had a little bit of a parabolic mini maneuver, but nothing extremely appetizing, if you will. Let's go to GME. GME, the one that is supposed to be the star today. So far, it's been less than a star. It's been lackluster, I would say. Lackluster. So we're seeing that this idea that maybe we were looking at a inverted head and shoulders with a reversal doesn't seem to be playing out. It is now 12:20, and there is still no sighting of the kitty. No sighting of the kitty.
He's 20 minutes late.
There's no sighting of the kitty.
Meow.
Meow, as it sells off. So, will he be able to put GME on his shoulders and roar? Or do we keep on selling? Do we keep on selling? Yeah, what happens here? So we're going to keep an eye on some other tickers. Let's go take a look at AMC, which is the sympathy play of GME. It was above VWAP at the time, and it was above the trend line, but right now it's not holding the trend line. No surprise, because it does a sympathy type of situation with GME, right, Doubles? That's what it does. Yeah, that's the ticket right there. That there is the ticket. Another sympathy play of GME is KOSS. KOSS. And it looks like it doesn't have a heck of a lot of volume, but it's trying to trend upward. It's struggling. It's another one that's struggling. Another one. Ladies and gentlemen, another one. Okay, so let's get rid of this line. Boom. So this is the story with KOSS. A couple of other meme tickaroos. Would be CRKN, and again, it had its moment in the sun where it formed this pennant and it shot up, and now it's consolidating below VWAP, so nothing much going on. FFIE, this was a monster that went parabolic for weeks on end. We called it when it first started going parabolic. I think it was like the 18th of April or something like that, and it just kept on going, and it went up like 7,000%. It's absolutely insane. In fact, let's go take a look at the videotape. Let's go to the time frame over here, so you can see the price action was way back at here, under 4 cents, and right around this time it went absolutely bonkers to $3.90. Big sell-off, and now we zoom into today's chart, or the 5-day chart, if you will, and you can see that it shot up 37% and then formed these triple tops, and now it seems to be selling off. So triple top with a sell-off, and that's what we're seeing so far. So those are those meme stocks, and then of course there are other tickers that have been of particular conversation with a lot of people. So VHAI broke the downward trend. This is also a micro penny, and of course all these micro pennies are super risky. There's a reason why they're micro pennies. There's a reason for it. They're not necessarily doing terribly well, you know. So this one is consolidating, and we were hoping for a reversal. It does not have a lot of volume, because if we zoom in, you could see that the candles look very staccato, as if it is being pushed around and liquidity being provided by market makers, which would be an algorithm, and that's never fun. No, we don't like that. Back to GME. What's going on, GME? Wake up. Wakey, will you? No. Okay, so the theory of a potential reversal does not seem valid, so we're going to go ahead and remove these trend lines out of the way. Ladies and gentlemen, we're removing these trend lines as it continues to sell off. Let's zoom in a little bit. And the price action currently is in the demand zone. As we wait for the Roaring Kitty to start streaming. Has not streamed yet. And we could get another graffiti pencil out right over here, and we could say that maybe this area right here would be an area of support, maybe, and if that one fails, maybe we have another area of support right here. And if that one fails, we have another area of support right there. Okay, I don't want to be negative or anything, but if you were climbing a mountain and you came over here,
He's on.
if you came over here, oh, the roaring kitty is on. No, 20 seconds, and they got a nasty little kitten there that looks like they're ready to roar. He's actually adorable, though. The kitten is adorable. 10 seconds for the roaring kitty to go live. We're waiting. And it looks like they halted it a game. No surprise there. No, sir. They wouldn't want to break the momentum of the apes, would they? Nah, come on. That there never happens, right? That there never happens. So GME is halted, and the stream is live. We're waiting for Roaring Kitty to come in. We're waiting for Roaring Kitty to come in. He's not there yet.
Yep.
He's not there yet.
Bunch of intros of cats.
Yeah, there's a bunch of intros of cats. That's what's going on. But we're waiting to see what impact, if anything, Roaring Kitty has on the price action for GameStop. I think that some of the powers that be said that they were going to investigate GameStop's price action, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Who knows? Who knows what the deal is with all that? But right now, we're waiting to see what impact, if any, the live stream has. He's not physically on yet. The stream is active, but it seems like there's a whole bunch of intros going on. And right now, what we're seeing is, what, a third halt, Doubles? Was it the third halt? And the price action has been dropping significantly. So let's go ahead and do some analysis of what's going on. Let's get rid of some of the drawings here to neaten things up a tad, if you will. So let's get rid of this oval. This was a failed attempt at a inverted head and shoulders. It failed, and it looks quite bearish at this point, quite bearish. And we're going to zoom out a little bit so you could see support areas that we've drawn. And we'd like to see a reversal. But again, GME, if you haven't heard, and if you're popping on late, it set up further dilution, if you will. He is actually live now. Roaring Kitty is actually live. So it had set up actual dilution, and it also gave earnings prematurely, and of course the earnings were bad. So the price action absolutely collapsed, right? So now Roaring Kitty is doing his thing. We're waiting to see if he can bring some action to the situation. Can he be the Roaring Kitty superhero or not? So far, GME has been less than lackluster after running 110% yesterday. It ran absolutely insane. So we'll create a little trend line over here. This is what it did yesterday on news that he was going to be live streaming today. And then pre-market, early in the pre-market, there was news that dropped that GME decided to put out its earnings early. And the earnings were dismal, absolutely dismal. And they also put out information that they created a massive package for dilution. And of course, there's been a massive sell-off ever since. So right now, we're seeing a bunch of halts occurring. So not really sure why that's going on. But kind of unusual that these halts didn't happen. Well, I guess it was pre-market. It was pre-market, so there are no halts in pre-market. But this one wasn't pre-market, and they really didn't halt these moves here. So those were pretty significant drops, and they let it happen. So I don't know. Not sure really what that's all about. But anyway. That espresso, though. That espresso. So it's in a halt. Let's see if there's any other tickaroos that are making any sense. Let's see. TPHS was the ticker that deals with it's delisting, and we drew a couple of descending wedges, and we were hoping that it would curl. It didn't curl, so that's that. FFIE had the triple top right over here, so we predicted a sell-off, but it seems to be reversing, so it didn't sell off completely. That's good news. CRKN, we had a situation where we had a bull pennant. It pushed up, went below VWAP, and now is curling. So this could all potentially be sympathy to GME and Roaring Kitty. Who knows? AMC trending upward. Also another sympathy play to GME, AMC, and COS also another sympathy play to the one and only GME. As we could zoom in, we could see that it is maintaining itself above the trend line on very light volume. Going back to GME, let's see if it resumed, and it looks like it did in fact resume, and the price action has gone up a tad. It has gone up a tad. So we had VWAP over here, but now VWAP has changed and pulled down further. So let's go ahead and get the graffiti pencil out, ladies and gentlemen, and let's neaten this chart up a little bit. So in fact, it didn't keep selling off. He's live right now. Roaring Kitty is live right now. And as a consequence, we're potentially seeing a bump in the price action. So right over here, this is VWAP. VWAP is about 39.15. So that's the volume weighted average. So we're checking that out. It's giving us a little bit of a bottom tail, doubles. A little bit.
Bottom tail.
A little bit of a bottom tail. Can we get a little bit of juice on that bottom tail? A little bottom tail action. Come on now. Stay green. Be friendly. Let's see what happens. And it goes red. Okay, so again, not much positive news today other than Roaring Kitty is live streaming it. So hopefully that is going to rally the apages, right? Again, this is, to me, not a long-term hold type of a situation. At best, I would day trade this. I'm not in the position at all. I'm just monitoring it, checking it out, seeing what it does. It's a little too volatile for my blood, I would say. Doubles, a little too volatile for my blood. But certainly, a lot of people have made quite a bit of loot with it, and I'm sure that some people have lost some loot with it. Let's clean this chart up a little bit. And is it halted again? Oh, no. Did they just halt it again? They halted it again, doubles. They halted it again, doubles.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness. What is going on? What is going on? My goodness. That is kind of a bizarro. So it's been halted again. All right. So Roaring Kitty is active and alive on the stream. He's doing his thing. The price action was somewhat recovering. We saw the 5-minute chart giving us a little bit of a bottom tail right over there. And we like that bottom tail. But then it went back down, and they halted it again. So we are waiting for a resumption on GME, and if it's going to be like this, we'll keep looking at other tickers, because this gets kind of boring. DBL moms, will you take a look at the chart and let me know if and when? Actually, you don't even have to do that. I'll do it. I'll keep an eye. I'll check it out and see what's going on here. Let's go to the videotape and see if there is any ticker. You know, most of the other tickers, they had the energy zapped out of them by GME. You know, so none of these tickers are really doing particularly crazy moves. Let's look at LFLY. And it's kind of trying to curl back, but there was certainly a sell-off. So let's zoom in a little bit. And yeah, it's trying to curl back. I guess we could say maybe it's a descending wedge over here, and maybe over there, maybe, but I'm not totally convinced that's the case, and it doesn't have a lot of volume. Again, I think that the eyes are predominantly on GME, and I think GME is still in a halt. Let's go back to the videotape and see what's going on. And yes, it is still halted. Its current price is at about $35.41. It did have a high. If we zoom, let's go ahead and look at a longer time frame over here. Let's go to the longer time frame, and we can see over here that the price action actually went up to 67.50, and this was in after hours yesterday. Let's go ahead and zoom in just a hair. Right there. Boom. Right there. So 67.50. It had a run of 110%. And all of that was pretty much on Roaring Kitty doing a live stream at 12 o'clock, which did not start at 12 o'clock. And interestingly enough, there has been a multitude of halts since 12 o'clock. So seems like the price action goes one way, another way, and it gets halted. It goes one way, another way, it gets halted. So it's getting halted quite aggressively. So we don't really know what the deal is with why it's halted like that, right? Why it's halting that often. But again, this is a volatile stock. It's certainly not moving on its fundamentals. As you can see over here, if we zoom in, pre-market was really bad for this particular ticker, really bad, right over here. Let's go ahead. Right around here, you could see that the price action absolutely collapsed on news of their earnings, which they decided to report early for some reason. Okay, so they reported it early, and you had a massive sell-off. I believe that at the 67.50 mark, on paper, Roaring Kitty was worth $1 billion with a B.
Yeah, sure.
$1 billion. $1 billion. Why have $1 billion when you could have $1 million? Or something like that, right? Wasn't that Austin Powers?
Yes.
That was Austin Powers.
Yes.
Yeah, he got his numbers off. I mean, I'm not a great mathematician, but I know that $1 billion is better than $1 million. No, DBL moms?
That's
Would you
right.
rather have $1 billion or $1 million?
I think the billion with the B.
DBL moms, you deserve it. You deserve it, my little kitty cat. Meow. But anyway, so big sell-off on early earnings not meeting what they need to meet. Okay, we have resumption. The price action is at the demand zone area. Let's zoom out a little bit so you can see I created some support areas down here. Let's get the graffiti pencil out. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get the graffiti pencil out. Let's lengthen the demand zone in anticipation of price action movement right over here. Let's bring it right there. Okay, and we can see that it's holding, but it looks like it's got another red candle. Are we going to get another halt down? I mean, rather unimpressive so far, I must say. All right, so price action moving downward. Right? Moving downward, and does it halt again? Let's see what it does. So they're letting it go down a little bit more. No halts as of yet. $32.79. So far, Roaring Kitty hasn't had the magic powder to make this ticker go. Not yet. Got the sniffles, peoples. Got the sniffles. So right now, we got a really pretty gross red candle with a top tail. We don't like the red candles with the top tails, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the 5-minute 5-day. 5-minute 5-day. And zoom in. And we have a red candle with a top tail. Doubles. We don't like the top tails.
We like the bottom
It's
tail.
all about the bottom tails. So the price action is still staying within the demand zone. It is certainly bouncing off the demand zone. It's holding. So if we zoom out a little bit, we could see that the price action plummeted, absolutely plummeted after the bad news pre-market. But since then, it's been trying to curl, and at one point it actually did curl up over VWAP, but then it sold off again, and now it's loitering in the demand zone. Will it be able to turn, or does it become a situation of falling knives? That is the question, ladies and gentlemen. That is the question. That's what we're thinking. So let's see what happens. I'm going to have a little bit of espresso ice, little espresso ice, as we watch GameStop move ever so slightly. And then we're going to go and check out AMC and COS and all the other meme-esque stocks. But right now, it looks like it's forming a bearish move right here with these candles. Look at this 5-minute right here. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 minute. Looks quite bearish. We don't like that. No, no, no. A lot of red candles. A lot of red candles. No, 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 no. That's what it looks like on the 1 minute.
1 minute.
Looks very bearish on the 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute looks very bearish. Very bearish. Let's go ahead and put a little level over here. Get the graffiti pencil out. Boom. And maybe we could have like some support right there. Maybe. Come on. Turn. Don't go down below that. We still have a lot of area for the demand zone. The demand zone still has quite a bit of area over here, so the price action could continue to go down. So far, it has not curled in a positive way. Roaring Kitty needs to give it some special spice. Come on. Boom. Give it some special spice, because this is not really that Shamaxi. Let's go take a look at AMC. Let's take a look at AMC. Again, a sympathy play for GME, and it broke the trend and it's going down. So downtown for AMC. How about COS? Another sympathy play, and it too breaks the trend and starts moving down, downtown. How about FFIE? Another meme-esque type of a play. It triple topped. It had a nice 37% run. This is the monster that ran like 7,000% over a couple of weeks. Absolute monster. Faraday. And now what do we have? We have a selling off of this triple top right over here. So let's zoom out so you could see the drawings. Top. It was an irregular triple top, and the price action is selling off as expected off of a triple top. CRKN. We had a bull pennant. It shot up in price and then came tumbling down and consolidated, tried to make its way up over VWAP, and right now it's loitering under VWAP. Not impressive at the moment. VHAI in consolidation. It was selling off quite a bit. Let's go to the 5 minute. You can see there was selling off, and it broke the selling off trend and started consolidating, and now it's kind of like in a channel. It's in a channel. So that's the situation with that one. Let's go back to GME and see what's going on with GME. And we got another halt. Another one. So another halt, ladies and gentlemen. GME halts, and it is affecting, I think, the overall market of microcaps. That's what I would say, Doubles. That's what I would say. What do you think? What do you say? What do you think? What do you say? Let's take a look at another ticker while we're waiting for GME to wake up. Wakey, INAB, curling up on very light volume. But here's the thing that makes it particularly disappointing. We have a situation over here where it's barcoding. So INAB, not particularly schmaxy. No. Let's go to the D-list play, TPHS, ladies and gentlemen. We were hoping that this D-list play, which is a super risky ticky, was going to give us maybe a descending wedge, kind of, sort of. I mean, no particular reason, just going based on not fundamentals, but the chart. But it's still not curling back up. Again, a super risky play. My understanding is it's a D-list play. So yeah, That's the story, and I'm sticking with it, Doubles. Yeah, that's the ticket. What's going on with GME? GME, come on. What are you doing? What are you doing? Come on, GME. I'm going to put it on in a second. Let me go ahead and do this with it. GME, GME. Dun, dun, dun. GameStop. Dun, dun, dun. GameStop. And it is still halted. Dun, dun, dun. AMC. It looks like it's halted. No, it's not halted. It's moving. It's moving. It's moving. It's moving. But it don't look too healthy. It don't look too healthy because it looks kind of bearish. Yeah, kind of bearish. So that's the situation with that one. Nothing is really in particularly moving. But, of course, it is also midday. And, of course, midday does not have a lot of volume, generally speaking. Generally speaking, not a lot of volume. We have a big sell-off on CRKN. That's kind of sad. We're not happy to see a sell-off. No, 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 no. We don't like that. How about FFIE? FFIE. And unfortunately, we had that triple top, which is a bearish pattern. And we had the little line over here that basically shows us a potential sell-off. It's approaching this area right here, which is the 200 EMA. Let's go ahead and put a little graffiti pencil action right there. Hopefully that's support, and we can see a price action bounce on FFIE. It's currently up about 17%. It hit a high of around 37-ish percent, 37-ish percent. So yeah, it was doing somewhat okay earlier, but now not so much. You know what I mean? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Okay, let's go to the videotape. Let's go back to GME, GameStop, GME. GME still in a Haltosaurus Rex. Still a Haltosaurus Rex. So we will keep on prowling the Serengeti. We're prowling the Serengeti. There was a ticker that showed up on the scanner. Let's take a look at it. TRSJ. Let's see what it looks like. And it is somewhat trending upward. Let's get the graffiti pencil out as we wait for GME to resume. Resume. Boom. Let's go right over here. Change the graffiti pencil to this one right here. Right there. And we're going to draw a little trendage. Little trendage, ladies and gentlemen. Little trendage never hurt nobody. That's the trend line. It doesn't have a heck of a lot of volume. It's currently up, though, so that's good. It's up a little tad. It's up a little tad. Does it have news? No news particularly, and a heck of a lot of no volume. No volume at all. It's got a float that's small, 2.4 million, but the volume is super light at 58,000. So it's meh. Not particularly schmexy, ladies and gentlemen. Not schmexy. How about Holo? Holo is always a crowd favorite. That's another ticker that ran parabolic, and it's kind of like a meme-esque type of stock. So let's zoom in on it. And right now it's down about 4.57%, 4.57. And it looks like GME resumed, and it sold off even more, ladies and gentlemen. It sold off to the next level of support, so it is failing, and it looks like Roaring Kitty might have been snake bit. So far, that's what we're seeing. But the race is still young, so we're still trying to see what goes on here. All right, we're trying to see what's going on. Looks like you got the shorts in control of GME, and I would say at this point, I get it. I understand why. I mean, that news that came out earlier in the morning was not particularly schmexy. It was not schmexy. You just can't put out bad earnings early. No. And then top it off with news of dilution and setting up dilution. I mean, I get the dilution. I just don't get the news of earnings early if you know the earnings are foul, if you will. So we are now once again in a situation where GME has been halted again. HAO hits the scanner. Let's take a look at it. And it's moving on. Low volume HAO moving on low volume. It's currently up only 6%. I'm not seeing any news on it. It's a low floater of 2.5 million, but the volume is only about 185,000 shares that are moving. So it's not particularly moving with any particular speed. It was halted, and now it looks like it's resumed. I think it was halted. I don't know. Nah. TPHS, the delist play, TPHS, delisting stock, TPHS. Let's go take a look at it. Let's go to the videotape. And we were hoping that maybe it could recover from the sell-off. But right now, we just see more of that downward slide. It's not the electric slide, it's the downward slide. The downward slide, ladies and gentlemen. That's what we're seeing with TPHS. It gave us 281% earlier in the morning. But what have you done for me lately, I say?
Hey.
What have you done for me lately? I'm just going to have to keep on moving on and doing what I do because, what have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately? Come on now. Back to GME. Is it still halted? It's still halted. AMC. Sympathy play. Wow, look at that. It ran off a cliff as well. Let's get rid of some of these lines over here. Let's get rid of these lines. Boom. Let's get rid of that one. And we can see that it looks quite bearish. AMC looks quite bearish with a potential double top over here. We got a top over here and a top over there. And, of course, the price action went down off of the double top. Does it keep on cooking and going down? Does it keep going down? There should be support levels right where it failed right here. There would be support here. Let's go ahead and get the other graffiti pencil out. Right over here, there would be some kind of support right there probably, and maybe right over here. So those are some support areas. Does it bounce off these support areas? We just don't know at this moment. We will have to reinvestigate the situation. What do you think, Doubles? Reinvestigate the situation. But right now, it looks like a double top and a sell-off on AMC. AMC is not halted. It's not halted. It's trying to recover, but not particularly schmaxy. GME still halted. GME still halted. So we're still on the Serengeti prowling for stonks, my little DBL moms, my little stonk queen. We're still prowling. The lioness is still prowling with me, as well as the little cub, DBL next to the little cub. Yeah. The little Cubmeister. Yeah, that's the ticket right there. The little Cubmeister. So we're checking out what's going on here. And we're not seeing a heck of a lot of activity with other tickers either. So I think most of the attention is being drawn and consumed by lackluster GME today. It was a star yesterday when it went up 110%. But you know my philosophy. What have you done for me lately? What are you doing for me today? What are you doing for the indelibles? I'm going to make the argument for the indelible community. We want to see some movement. Ladies and gentlemen, GME has resumed. Let's zoom into GME, and it's moving up slightly, ever so slightly. The support area that we drew right over here is now resistance. It is now resistance, and it is moving super duper slow. This stock has 269 million shares, 269 million shares, and the volume right now is 198 million shares, 198 million shares. So it's moving ever so slightly. There seems to be some buy orders coming in, but nothing extremely out of the ordinary that would say, hey, this is going to start moving. GME is currently down 33.58%, 33.58%. And guess what? It looks like they halted it again. Gee willikers. Gee willikers, I wonder. Wow. Okay. It looks like another halt for GME. And on that note, I'm going to have myself some espresso ice. There's nothing to see here, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing to see here. No. Everything is normal. Everything is normal. Yeah. Yeah. Everything is normal. They halted the game. So it was moving up a little bit, and it got halted. Yeah, that's the ticket. Yeah. AMC, sympathy, AMC. And it continues to do a sell-off ski, it looks like. No, it's trying to recover. It's actually trying to recover. It had that sell-off off of the double top over here. And it's trying to recover. AMC, 292 million float, 122 million volume, and it's currently down 11% at $5.15. AMC has a much more dilutive history than GME, but GME did its dilution magic earlier today, pre-market GME. And GME is still halted. Doesn't sound good as the other terms that we use, right?
Yeah.
What are the other terms? Bottom tail. It's halted right now. Curl. We like curl too. Curling is good too. Curl. We like that one as well. But it's not doing that, ladies and gentlemen. Right now, it is in halt. And halt doesn't sound too good. Halt. Bah. Okay, TPHS, the delisting play, currently at 132%, 19 million float, selling at 28 cents. Volume, 322 million shares. So let's go ahead and take a look at TPHS. TPHS, the delisting stock. That is the news on this feller. It's a delisting stock, and we said maybe we get a little bit of a descending wedge with a curl upward, but right now it hasn't curled just yet. This teal line right here is the 9 EMA. We want to see the 9 EMA turn upward. That's what we're looking for on TPHS as GME remains in a halt. Ladies and gentlemen, halt. Okay. Vero was another big runner yesterday and the day before. It ran parabolic in after hours yesterday, 308% on news of regaining compliance with NASDAQ. And then this morning, you can see it ran up again, 232%. Continuation. Then it did a flusheroo. And then we saw this lovely reversal bull pattern called an inverted head and shoulders, as we zoom in. And it started moving with the trend line, and it pulled back up 213%, and then just failed and sold off. And again, the resistance area was always $1.40. Heavy resistance at that level, and it has been fading ever since. Does it return? Who knows? Just the shadow knows. But it gave us a lovely 308% run in after hours yesterday, and 232% in early pre-market. Okay, we got a resumption on GME or no? Not yet, right? Doesn't look like it. GME still halted, right? Yes, it is still halted. And this time they halted it real quick right over here. I mean, it was just this tiny little 5-minute candle. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 minute. The 1 minute, ladies and gentlemen, zooming in on the 1 minute. Doesn't look like a heck of a lot of volume is necessary for this particular ticker to halt. Yeah, they're just letting it halt at pretty much anything. So it is just resumed. And we have price action moving up a little bit, but the candle is immediately red. The 1 minute candle is immediately red. Let's go zoom in a little bit so you could see it. And you could see the candle is right over here. We are at the demand zone. Let's go to the 5 minute. Let's go to the 5 minute, ladies and gentlemen. And you could see that at the 5 minute, it's trying to form a top bottom tail, but it failed. And the candle on the 5 minute is currently red. The stock is currently down 33%. It's been halting like crazy since 12 o'clock. Roaring Kitty is live. I tell you, he's live. Huh? He's live, right?
He's showing his positions.
Yeah, he's showing his positions is what he's doing. That's what he's doing. He's showing his positions. But is that going to be enough to make this ticker turn around? Or does it halt again? Do they halt it again? Or does it keep on moving? We're waiting to see what's going on. Not particularly impressive movement at this point. But again, what do you expect? They had really horrendous news pre-market, and it was like a self-inflicted wound by GME's team by releasing earnings early, just before Roaring Kitty was supposed to go live at 12 o'clock. So pre-market, they release horrendous earnings and also news that they were going to dilute. So both bad things for the stock price, and the price comes tumbling down. And then at 12 o'clock, we were supposed to have Roaring Kitty live, and what happened? What happened? He didn't show up on time. He showed up a little bit later, right around here is 12 o'clock, would be right around here, right there is around 12 o'clock, right there. And what happened is that the ticker has been halting like crazy, and you're not going to believe it, ladies and gentlemen, but guess what just happened? Yeah, GME just halted a game. It just halted a game. Yeah, so that's the thing. So we're going to go and check out some other tickers because this is getting ridiculous, Lucy. AIRJ up 17%. They had a registration pursuant to S8. It's a 32 million float, heavy float, very little volume at 72,000. Not particularly schmexy, ladies and gentlemen, not particularly schmexy as we wait for the resumption once again for GME. This is getting kind of monotonous, right, DBL moms? Yeah, get the chancleta out. Whoever's doing this, the stonk queen is out with the chancleta. Don't throw it at me. I'm not the bad boy. I'm a good boy. I didn't say nothing about 69. Ow, DBL moms. Ow, ow, ow. I'm talking about the stonk. Come on, DBL moms. I want the stonk to go over 69. Never mind. She always whacks me with the chancleta. She's like vicious. She has a holster. You're never going to believe this. She puts like a cowboy hat on with chaps, and then with the chaps on, and she has the chancleta in a holster. She's got two chancletas. They're red. One's red, one's green. I don't mind the green one so much. I don't like the red one. The red one hoits. It hoits a lot. So she's locked and loaded. Can you imagine?
Heel on that one.
Yeah, there's a heel on that one. Yeah, that's the ticket right there. That's the ticket. GME. GME halted in the demand zone. Halted for the 90th millionth time, right? 90th millionth time. Wasn't there another ticker that halted like 41 times earlier in the week? Was that MLGO?
I think.
Was it MLGO, or maybe it was another, or it was one of those tickers. I don't remember which one it was, but the ticker halted like 41 times. It was unbelievable. Unbelievable, ladies and gentlemen. Unbelievable. So right now we have another halt. I don't know. Was this like the third, fourth, fifth, sixth halt? Something like that? Something like that. So we're waiting to see what it does on resumption. Currently, GME is down 16%. There's some news. Registration statement under Securities Act. Let's see what's going on here. GME. GameStop drama. Roaring Kitty return. Trading halts. And a huge cash position adds intrigue. Okay, so that's the news. That's at 12:55 Eastern Standard Time. That was about 7 minutes ago. GameStop is one of Friday morning's most active stocks. Yeah, downward. Downward. Down. Okay, so that's the story right now. GME, negative 35%. It's down $16 since the morning bell. It's down a lot more than that since pre-market, right? It was up over $67.50. That was the bull run that happened after hours yesterday on news that Roaring Kitty was going to be going live on his live stream today at 12 o'clock. He showed up a little bit later, and the ticker has been halting like crazy, but we do have news as of 12:55 Eastern Time that the quote-unquote GameStop drama continues with Roaring Kitty's return, trading halts, and a huge cash position adds intrigue. So that's the article. Why don't you click into it? Let's see what it says. Let's see if we can garner some information. What is it? What is it? What is it? It's probably right here. Click that one. Let's see if that's the article. It says GameStop's. This is coming out from Seeking Alpha. Seeking Alpha basically has a title: GameStop Roaring Kitty comeback fizzles out. Okay. Okay, well, so far, that would be kind of what's going on, I would say, right? It's not particularly doing terribly well. So we're going to go to the videotape. Go ahead and click and see if we can garner any other information. Click that one right there. Let's see what that one says. And Seeking Alpha, GameStop drama, Roaring Kitties. Take the title and put it in another window. Let's do that. Let's do that. Let's go ahead and take this title right here. Yeah, that one right there. Copy that title, and let's see what the article says. We're going to try to read the article, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to try to read the article right there. Yeah, click it right there. Yeah, Seeking Alpha. Let's see what's going on. It's not letting us check it out. It's not letting us check it out. So, you know what you can do? Go ahead into our Discord and check the news in our Discord right over here. Let's see what's going on. And let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Go ahead to the news channel and give us a little bit of news update on GME. And here we go. Boom. Chakalaka, chakalaka. GME. As it's still selling off. It's selling off, and we don't like that. Right over here. Let's see what's going on. Why is GME stock? All right, this is old news from yesterday. That doesn't really say much. Again, it has been lackluster. This whole Roaring Kitty thing has been somewhat lackluster. The price action currently is at the very base of the demand zone. We can zoom out, and you could see that there's still room for this price to keep collapsing. So that's a thing. My understanding is that at one point on paper, Roaring Kitty was actually a billionaire, right? Actually a billionaire, but now the ticker is selling off, and my understanding is that he's staying in the position. So here's the article that we have so far. GameStop drama. This is 12:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time today. GameStop drama. Roaring Kitty's return, trading halts, and a huge cash position adds intrigue. So the article says, meme sensation Keith Gill, also known as Roaring Kitty, held a live stream on Friday after a 3-year absence from the platform. The streaming event took place on a busy day for GameStop Corp., with the retailer having already reported Q1 earnings and disclosing that it may sell up to 75 million. It wasn't $75 million. It was 75 million shares. So massive dilution. Gill had over 600,000 people watching the stream, which he said was mainly a check-in after the long quiet period. After opening a beer to drink, Gill got into some of the reasons he bought back in GME. Gill still believes that GameStop business can be reinvented, and he thinks the company can transition itself. Okay, all right, well, I don't know how I feel about that, but okay, let's keep reading. He said a bet on GME is a bet on Ryan Cohen and his management crew. It certainly is a bet, that's for sure. Gill reminded listeners that investing in GameStop can be risky. Yeah, that's a good thing to remind people of. But he is still confident that Cohen has a plan to turn the company around. As for the other GameStop developments, the earnings numbers again showed an underlying business that is struggling. Meanwhile, the sale of stonks could increase GameStop cash position to as high as $3 billion to $4 billion. Ladies and gentlemen, give me $3 or $4 billion. I'll make some money with it. Or at the very least, go to the casinos with my stonk queen. No? What would you guys do with $3 billion? Tell me in the chat what you would do with $3 billion.
With a B.
Forget about turning around GameStop. I'd buy myself a nice little frosty pina colada, virgin pina colada, and another one for my little dumpling, the one and only, the stock queen. That's what I would do. An expensive one. $3 billion pina colada virgin. That's what I would do. Yeah. Yeah, that's the ticket. Depending on the amount of stock sold and the price when the trades are executed. That leads to the question if Ryan Cohn would use the huge cash position to take a stake in another company or even buy one outright. For reference only, some of the consumer companies trading with a market cap of below $2 billion include Cheesecake Factory, ticker symbol CAKE, Bolero, never heard of it, BOWL. I'm assuming it's like some kind of bowl type of thing.
I think.
But no, it's not bowling. It's probably like maybe like a Chipotle type of thing, maybe. Hanes brand, that's a t-shirt company, HBI. Krispy Kreme, D-Nut. That's the ticker. I didn't make that up. Stop hitting me with the chancleta, DBL moms. It's the ticker, D-Nut. D-N-U-T. Ow! Easy. What is wrong with you, you psycho woman? Arr, you make it spicy. You make it hot and spicy. Where's the sriracha? I don't need it. I got DBL moms in the house. Vida Coco, C-O-C-O, and Winnebago, W-G-O. In the tech sector, names trading with a market cap under $2 billion include Sprout Social, SPT, PagerDuty, PD, Rumble, RUM, and Sonos, SONO. Shares of GameStop were down 36.73% as of 12:50 p.m. on volume. The stock has been halted 6 times. This again was back at 12:55. Yeah, it was at 12:55. Short interest on GME was last reported at 25.5% of the total float. We got a ringy dingy on TPS. Mark is at or below 249. Okay, so that's not really something that we're going to switch off to. No. We're not going to do that. Let's keep reading. So, let's see. Shares of GameStop were down 36.73% as of 12:50 on volume of over 185 million shares versus the daily average of 30.6 million shares. The stock has been halted 6 times during the session, so it's probably more than that now. Short interest on GME was last reported at 25.5% of the total float. AMC Entertainment was down 12.61% on elevated volume. And then once again, that is a sympathy play of GME. More on GameStop? Okay, there are other articles, but we're not going to read that. We're in a halt again, ladies and gentlemen, in a halt again on GameStop. And it is going below the demand zone. We're going to see if we could find any more new news on GME, but this has been not so good for the GME ticker. See if you can find some more news. Go in this area right over here, and let's go to Yahoo Finance. Let's go into Yahoo Finance and see if there's anything else that we can garner about GME. Go ahead and it's right there. See that? Wow, right there. Let's go into the news section. Let's go right into the news section right over there. Right over there. Yeah, either one. Click it. Yeah. Click the news. Yeah, and we're going down. GameStop investors. This is from 8 minutes ago. Barron's, right? So let's click into the Barron's article. GameStop investors. Why is it not opening up? What's wrong? Try incognito. Chrome is being poo-poo right now. So go incognito. And go ahead and paste it. Okay. Now we're going to try to get the article from Barron's right over here. 9 minutes ago. And the title, go ahead and click. GameStop investor Roaring Kitty says he still likes GameStop. GameStop. Scroll down. Let's read the Barron's article. Roaring Kitty. Let's see. What does it say? Oh, we can't get that article. Okay. You got it? Roaring Kitty Roaring Kitty's live stream kicks off later than expected. Keith Gill, the investor behind the account, used the opportunity to reiterate his bullish position on GameStop, but it's currently down over 40%, and it has halted a game. The stock was down about 40%. The stream started with an introduction of cat videos superimposed with clips of Gill, the trader who became a folk hero on Reddit after he streamed his bullish GameStop thesis on the channel to tout the stock in 2020 and 2021. That was followed by a disclaimer that the channel doesn't provide investment advice. Gill then appeared in a chair wearing a cast and a pair of sunglasses with an image of GameStop stock behind him. That was a close call, he said, after appearing to mimic a death. Can y'all hear me right now? You brought me back to life with the chat, he said, referring to the endless comments pouring in. At one point, GameStop stock started to par some losses. Gill joked about whether he could comment on the shares. Then he added, "No real game plan here, just wanted to pop in." Gill also confirmed that the positions recently posted on his social media accounts are his own. "I'm not working with anyone else," quote unquote, he said. "I'm not working with hedge funds," quote unquote. He said he didn't have a lawyer in the room with him during the live stream. Later in the stream, Gill showed his position of 5 million shares and 120,000 call options that expire on June 21st, and right now it's June 7th, with a strike price of $20. And currently, he is still in the money with that strike price, but he was sure as heck in the money yesterday at $67.50. $67.50. That would have made him a billionaire back then. The E-Trade account shows $350 million, which included $29.41 million in cashola. So that's the story. There's more. He teased E-Trade with the Wall Street Journal reported was debating removing Gill from the platform. We have a resumption on GameStop, and it sells off some more, but we've got a green candle, so let's see if it can get itself back into the demand zone. All right, so I'm going to keep an eye on that as I'm reading the article over here. So once again, Gill teased E-Trade, which the Wall Street Journal reported was debating removing Gill from the platform due to his buying ahead of posting activity. E-Trade, I've seen those headlines, Gill said. I'm checking in every day. I'll log in. Are my positions still there? Gill says he still likes the stock and appeared to advocate for a bet on GameStop's turnaround. I would bet that would be the case, wouldn't you? Saying he has a lot of the same feelings about the business as he had years ago. They're in the transformation stage here. He said it becomes a bet on the management, in particularly, of course, Ryan Effin Cohen, quote unquote. Before the stream, GameStop stock fell sharply and was halted multiple times due to volatility. The Roaring Kitty live stream was supposed to start at noon Eastern Standard Time and it launched a little before 12:30 p.m. Knowing GameStop and other meme stocks expect more volatility ahead. More than 620,000 viewers were on the YouTube page watching. Wedbush analyst Michael Pachter said he was one of them. He rates GameStop at underperformed with a $7 price tag. Keith Gill asked, "Do you really think Ryan Cohen is doing nothing?" Pachter says, "My answer, yes, I really think so. Cutting costs isn't going to get revenues up." Pachter says the company has $5 billion and will earn $200 million or so on interest. Eventually, operating losses will be higher than interest expenses, a loss of $50 million this quarter, Pachter says, quote unquote. Earlier in the day, the video game retailer reported a first quarter loss of 12 cents a share on revenue of $881.8 million. In the same period last year, the retailer reported a loss of 14 cents a share on revenue of $1.24 billion. Sales for all segments declined from the prior year, but the company's hardware and accessories segment that makes up the majority of GameStop's revenue took the biggest hit. Hardware and accessory sales in the quarter of $505.3 million, dropped 30% from the previous year. So that's what's going on. And guess what happened to GameStop? It halted again. It halted again and again and again and again. Did I say again?
Yeah.
How about again? This is getting redonkulous. Redonkulous, I tell you. On top of reporting disappointing financials, GameStop said in a filing with the Securities and Exchange Commission Friday morning that it is selling up to 75 million shares of the company's stock. So this is not good news for the stock price in the short term, at the very least. No, not good at all. Gill's recent posts on GameStop have reinvigorated the trade in so-called meme stocks this week. GameStop had soared more than 100%. At some point, Monday has risen. It had risen 101.2%. I'm pretty sure it was 100 and. It ran yesterday 110%. No, yeah, something like that. Yeah. And is up 165% since the beginning of the year. Meme stocks are companies that have gained popularity among retail investors through social media. Their valuations are defined by traditional financial attributes such as earnings and sales growth, let's read that again. Meme stocks are companies that have gained popularity among retail investors through social media. Their valuation aren't defined by traditional financial attributes such as earnings or sale growth, but instead, attention, baby! Attenzione. So that is the Barron's article. Let's go back to Yahoo Finance and see if we can get some other articles about GameStop. All right, so that was the Barron's article. There's a Bloomberg article. Let's go check out Bloomberg. 21 minutes ago. Bloomberg. GameStop slumps on share sale plan as Gill makes YouTube return. Okay, well, there's not much for us to see here. We kind of already know that. So, okay, that's not particularly interesting. No. Not particularly interesting. Are there any runners, doubles? Do we have any runners? Let's see if there's some runners while we wait for GameStop to resume after the 1 millionth halt. The 1 millionth halt. And I'm going to have some espresso, ladies and gentlemen. And if you don't mind, if you would be so kind as to share the stream, go ahead and share the stream if you don't mind, because sharing is always caring, and it would help the stream out, and it will allow us to increase our production of content for you. If you're enjoying it, it would be absolutely lovely if you could do that. We want to thank you in advance if you decide to do that. If you don't, it's okay, but if you do, that would be absolutely lovely. That espresso, though. That espresso. All right, so we're looking to see if there's any other tickers that we can really go and take a look at. Now, it's Friday. It's midday. It's not the power hour. And, of course, there's a lot of eyes on the one and only GME, which has now just resumed. Did our boy Roaring Kitty stop streaming?
Yeah, he stopped streaming.
Okay, so he's done. He's not streaming. But we are. We're streaming. We're checking it out. We're trying to see what's going on here, And so far, very lackluster behavior by GameStop. So just to wrap it up, Roaring Kitty got on. He says that he's still in his position. He didn't sell, apparently. He's got about 120,000 call options that expire on the 21st of June. Strike price $20. The price action is above that right now. But yesterday, the price action was, more than double. More than double at $67.50, which would have made him a billionaire on paper. He also has stock positions. But we've had a massive sell-off because GME decided to report earnings early. Yeah. Who does that? Ladies and gentlemen? Why? Especially if your earnings stunk.
Stonk. It's if the earnings on the
Not stonks, but they stonk.
The stonks.
They just stonk. They really stonk.
Stonk.
And then you go and announce that you're going to dilute 75 million shares? 75 million shares. And then of course, Roaring Kitty's late on his show at 12 o'clock. And then there's multiple halts. No coincidence there whatsoever. There's nothing to read in that. Nothing at all, ladies and gentlemen. That's totally normal. Totally normal. Totally normal. Totally normal. So that's the story. I think that's basically it. So, so far, GameStop has not been particularly attractive today, and it has. I think it's it's Friday, so the market's kind of mushy, and I have a feeling that maybe the mushiness of GameStop kind of dampened the momentum of the entire market. But we did have Vero that went up 232% in pre-market, and now has sold off terribly. But it did go up 233%, 232%, and then we also had the delisting play TPHS, and that stonk, ran up 281%. Micro penny stonk delisting play. We said, hey, we'll draw a descending wedge for shiz and gizzles. But we didn't think it was really going to happen, and it's not happening. Again, this is a delisting stock, highly risky, type of a tick war, if you will. So once again, we'll take a look at AMC. And it too has been selling off in sympathy with GameStop. KOSS in sympathy, selling off with GameStonk. And another ticker that went up 37%, another meme-esque stock, but unfortunately it triple topped. That would be Faraday, FFIE, and as you can see, the triple top made it do a sell-off, but it went up 37%, and FFIE was one heck of a stonk, right, DBL moms? It went up, I don't know, 6,000-7,000% over a couple of weeks. And of course, we called it early. And then there's CRKN. And it's kind of selling off too, so nothing to really garner there. GME, not particularly schmexy at this point. It has resumed. It's at a little bit higher than $29. It's in the demand zone. Will it curl? We don't know. We don't know what it's going to do. We're going to see what happens. Roaring Kitty said that he still has confidence in it. The financials suck. That's why it sold off so hard. It's going to dilute some more with 75 million shares. But maybe the ape army can turn it around. This is certainly not a ticker that I would hold long, but that's just me. But again, I am not a financial advisor. I'm not giving you financial advice. I'm not a stock advisor. I'm not giving you stock advice. We are just doing a show.
Hey!
It's just a show, ladies and gentlemen. Always do your own due diligence. We're just having fun with y'all. Having some fun. DBL? We're having some fun. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube, go ahead and do that and listen to my man over here who's going to tell you.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share.
Sharing is caring. DBL, I love that ring thing. Can you do that one more time?
Ring that bell icon.
Ring it, baby. Ring it. Woo! Ring it, ring a ding. Ring a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding a ding. That's what I'm talking about. And if you're not following us on Twitter, x.com, it's Coach Nick Money. Coach Nick Money at x.com, a.k.a. Twitter. Coach Nick Money. At Coach Nick Money. At Coach Nick Money. And if you're not following us on Twitch, it's at Coach Nick. It's at Coach Nick Money on Twitch. At Coach Nick Money. At Coach Nick Money. And ladies and gentlemen, in the pinned comments as well as in the description is a link to come and do a trial on our Discord where we do live streaming. Right after all the social media live streaming, it's a lot more in depth. We go into entry and exits. We look at indicators that we're using, and we really do a deep dive in how we trade. The link is in the description. You can do a 5-day trial for $1 only.
$1.
And then it's $39.99, low price of $39.99. I feel like a car dealership. $39.99 per month. Okay, that's it for us. Stay greenable. Have a fantastic weekend, ladies and gentlemen. Make a boatload of money. A boatload of money. I want to make some billions so I can buy my stunk queen a virgin pina colada. Yeah, baby. I'm spoiling you, girlfriend. Yes, sir. It's Coach Nick Money.
And DBL Mix.
And the stunk queen herself, my little side squeeze over here, because she's beside me over here. So she's my little side squeeze. The one, the only, the tigress, the lioness. We like to call her DBL Moms. She's the stunk queen. And we're out of here. We want you guys to make a ton of money. God bless you. Be healthy, wealthy, and you can